the absurd, the obsessed, the obscure. Follow us if you dare as we open the files at My Weird Space. He may be small, but that's a very big stick. Hey Popeye, are you a sailor man? You're definitely not. And you? Well, you've just gone completely batty. Feeling lonely? Why don't you go get a free hug in Hong Kong? Okay, it may be a long way from where you live, but you never know. It may be just what you've been needing. Hong Kong shoppers and passers-by were treated to free hugs by a group of free huggers who wanted to bring human contact back into the lives of isolated urban dwellers. Well, I have to say it sounds okay so far. The free hug movement started 3 years ago in Sydney, Australia, and has since spread to other countries. Well, yes, we all know about those brash Aussies, don't we? That love and feeling is obviously catching. Look at that lady. She's so excited she's cuddling a man who doesn't even have a placard. I wonder how many hugs would be taking place if they were being offered by huggers that weren't, shall we say, as pleasant on the eye as these young people. Something tells me the stats would not be anywhere near as impressive. Do you think the huggers are looking forward to a good hot shower at the end of their day? I think so. Here in Peru we have the clergy, we have the bride and groom, and yes, we're about to have a wedding. A dog wedding, that is. The bride's name is Dana and the groom is Pookie. Why am I not surprised his name is Pookie? And the ceremony is taking place to help promote World Animal Day. Doesn't sound as if they have had much say in it, really, does it? Gosh, looks like poor Pookie isn't too impressed with Dana. After all, she is 3 years old and he's only 2. Talk about cradle snatching. But you never know, maybe he's just getting a case of the wedding night jitters. Ah yes, there's the signing of the marriage certificate. And what? You can't do that to a bride on her wedding day? That could put her back out. Oh, we couldn't have that, could we? Okay, now it's down to the business end of the day. Good luck, Pookie, old chap. Something tells me you're going to need it. I don't like to speak ill of a bride, but she looks like a man-eater to me.
Ah, at last, he's all mine. All mine. Oh, come over here, Pookie. Don't be shy, darling. I promise I'll be gentle.
Oh, please tell me there won't be any dog weddings in this story. I'm still trying to stop worrying for poor old Pookie. No, I must say we look pretty safe. But then again, a turkey wedding maybe? Nah, just pulling your chain, we wouldn't do that to you. We'd have to be a pack of turkeys ourselves here at My Weird Space to do that. Yes, right then. Enough said. No, actually, this is just a short piece to introduce you to this beautiful dog named Gobble. Yes, unfortunate name, I do agree, but if you spend all your days chasing turkeys, that's what can happen. Now for a change of pace. Here we are at London Zoo, where the Zoological Society of London has launched a unique initiative to give the public online access to their vast library of animal pictures collected throughout the past 200 years. The Society, which runs the London Zoo in the UK, is hoping to sell wildlife pictures from the past and present via their website to help raise vital funds for their conservation work. The pictures include some of the most loved animals in the zoo and shows how attitudes have changed towards the treatment of zoo animals, both in the past and present, thereby giving both an up-to-date and historical perspective of zoo activities.
Do please keep still, Monique. I can see something that I'm quite sure I've never seen before. Oh, no, I must apologise. It's just your everyday run-of-the-mill flea after all, albeit a rather large one. Afternoon tea will be, after all, most enjoyable.
Still in London, we're attending the British Young Engineers Awards, where nerds rule as they enjoy their day of glory, where for once they're not being looked down upon by those rotten kids who don't make good grades. Everything from a mobility device called Zoomer to a collection of novel cycle helmet covers, they're all here to compete for trophies and monies aplenty. I'm not too sure about the hamburger on your head look, but this entrepreneurial young man thinks his helmet covers are the must-have of the upcoming season, and seems he's spot on the money as he's already been approached by a helmet production company. This engineer of the future has devised a portable hazard warning device, and after getting his hands on the coveted trophy in check, he's off to the sweet shop to celebrate. That is, until it's made perfectly clear that the money has to be shared with his school. Not fair. Ah yes, there were inventions galore with the keen students eyeing off each other's creations. But no rest for the nerdy, as it's now time to get back to the drawing board. What did you do early on cold and frosty mornings, 7 days a week when you were 6 years old? I bet the answer to that question isn't played golf. But when you're as keen as this young man, and of course there's your dad who's watching your every move and probably wielding a hidden big stick, that's exactly what you do. The follies of youth.
Hey, Dad, give us a bit of a hand with these clubs, will you? Yeah, well, thanks for nothing. Don't forget, I'll be the one making the big bucks in the future, Dad. I have a very long memory. Now, don't worry, this young lady actually does have arms, and she can feed herself. But not today, as she's involved in an extremely important scientific experiment. Sorry, I get a little overexcited when I have food stories on my weird space. You see, it's my favourite thing. Food, that is. This Dutch university has opened a unique facility for innovative consumer research that includes a restaurant of the future that allows testing of new food concepts, products, equipment and restaurant design in a real-life context. Sounds riveting. The university staff are required to eat their lunch here every day, whilst being monitored by no less than 23 cameras set up to record their every facial expression and behaviour. Gee, I've heard of worse gigs. The research that is ongoing in the permanent laboratory includes behaviour, food choice, design and layout, lighting, presentation, traffic flow, taste, packing, preparation and... for goodness sake, just pass me a menu. For the latest in gadgets, we always look to Japan, but this time they may have taken a good thing too far. It's the Fitness Phone, designed to help make you fit and fabulous. The mobile phone is equipped with several amazing functions on top of its main use of providing communication. It's designed to help you stay in shape with built-in pedometer, a burnt calories register, heart pulse rate reader, body fat calculator and more. I think this lady is just using it for a mirror. Why not? She's clearly pleased with herself.
Now, as a treat, I've been keeping the most interesting of the functions with this phone till last, as I know you'll love it. It's a breath stench monitor. Come on, don't tell me that you haven't longed for a phone that's able to tell you that you stink. The phone company says their primary target groups are fat-fighting, middle-aged businessmen and young women on diets. Well, of course, it's the old story, isn't it? Middle-aged men being desperate and young women being gullible. Yep, they'll make millions. Rio de Janeiro's streets have been taken over by nearly 100 exceptionally colourful cow statues in the city's largest ever public art exhibition. How moving! The fiberglass cows, decorated by local artists, have been drawing the attention of even the most distracted passers-by. Well, most of them have anyway. Yes, darling, it's a lovely cow, isn't it? Okay, off we go now to the butcher's to buy some yummy steak for our dinner. How now, brown cow? The Cow Parade is an international public art exhibit which has taken place in various cities around the world since 1998. And the best feature of the exhibit? Apparently, it's the effect of just putting a smile on people's faces. Not surprisingly, some of the cows are becoming famous among the residents and tourists. This reading cow, sitting next to a statue of Brazil's most famous poet, has become somewhat of a bovine icon. No bull. Remember when I said that we usually turn to Japan for the latest gadgets? Well, here we are again at its high-tech expo as Sony unveils its latest thin television screen. It's called an ultra-thin organic light-emitting diode television. What? Doesn't organic mean something that is derived from a living thing? Hey, I might be a sheep, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes that easily. But if you're a tad disappointed by the tiny screen, there's always the Panasonic 103-inch plasma with the incredible price tag of $52,000 US. And if that doesn't bring a smile to your face, try Omron Core's Smile Check screen. It scans your facial features while rating your smile on a percentage scale. Why would anyone actually want to do such a thing? Beats me. What do hot and cranky New Yorkers do with an unused car park that's situated quite conveniently down by the Brooklyn Bridge waterfront? They construct a 90-metre long floating barge and promptly build a beach and swimming pool on top of it, that's what. Gee, that bobbing up and down will be making them seasick, or should that be river sick? And please tell me the pool hasn't been filled with river water. There's nothing like a touch of contamination to ruin a good day at the pool. The Croatian tourism industry is experiencing a boom, and the small Dalmatian town of Biograd is carving out its niche in the burgeoning tourist market, offering visitors a ride in an unusual floating vessel, a semi-submarine. It's the semi bit that has me a bit worried. The craft is called a semi-submarine because, although it looks like a real submarine, it doesn't actually submerge beneath the surface of the sea. Okay, that's okay then. The submarine's doors are kept open during the trip. Thank goodness for that. Even so, I'd be sitting up close and personal to the door if I was a passenger. The 12 passengers can enjoy the undersea experience whilst relaxing in the cabin, which sits 1.5 metres beneath the water surface. And now it's time to head back to the hotel and ponder on what veritable delights travellers. A semi-bungee jump, perhaps? Now, as we've seen previously, the Japanese are masters of electronics, but in the genre of inventing, the Argentinians are now giving them a real run for their money. Yes, it's gadget heaven here at the Buenos Aires Inventors Expo. Looking for an environmentally friendly and indeed storage-friendly transport option? Why not try this collapsible bicycle? After riding it to the office, just give it a few quick twists and it'll compact down to the size of a lunchbox. An average size lunchbox, that is. Not to the same size as mine, that's quite large actually. And of course there's the auto dog washer. But hey, where's the dog? Oh, he would be the one that's taken off howling into the distance. And who would blame him? Whether it's a peek at a device that projects advertising slogans into thin air, or even one that stamps logos or messages onto eggshells, if it's innovative and fascinating, the Argentinians seem to have it. And don't forget the digital text magnifier. Reading the fine print has never been so easy, even for over 45-year-olds. Thank you, Argentina. Do you have a face that only a desperate mother could love? Have you been told looks aren't everything more times than you'd care to admit to? Well, stand up and be counted, because in this story, beautiful people don't even get a look in. The Ugly modelling agency in London is holding auditions for a big budget commercial and promise us that you don't always need good looks to be a star and make obscene amounts of money. Yep, we all know, guys, that there's not a girl around who sees past a red convertible. Maybe even a red convertible couldn't help this guy. I thought they were auditioning for ugly humans, not ugly monsters of the deep. If the criteria here is ugly, then this guy's in the wrong place. He's not ugly, he's just downright scary. Sorry pal, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. See, this lady seems thrilled to be, let's say, less than alluring. But hey, you've had your turn, now stop trying to hog the limelight. You just go sit down with the other uglies. Don't worry, sweetie, there's always plastic surgery. Ever wondered what happens to tight-fisted parishioners who don't put enough money into the church's collection plate? Is the sight of these vicars having lessons in the art of inflicting bodily harm giving you any hints? And it's not only the vicars who are getting all the tips, the parishioners themselves are getting in on the action. They must be the ones who actually do cough up 10% of their hard-earned weekly wage, and they've had enough of carrying those penny-pinching tightwads. Now, what does a nutter do? Oh, hang on, make that two nutters when they happen to have a serious case of sea legitis and way too much time on their hands. They decide to cross the Atlantic Ocean in a pedal boat. Well, why wouldn't you? Look out, there could be some perks in this idea after all. But alas, now it's down to the serious stuff, and I guess I don't need to remind anyone that the first sign of madness is talking to oneself. Now we cross to Africa's adventure capital, Victoria Falls, one of the most spectacular natural wonders of the world on the mighty Zambezi River. Who needs boring old wild animal safaris when bungee jumpers can scream down 111 metres off the Victoria Falls Bridge, which was until recently the world's highest commercial bungee jump.
Yes, sir, don't worry, it's tied very tight indeed. Oh dear, where has he gone? Oh well, next! These are the smart ones, and their sensible slogan, spectators stay safe. Of course, we've heard of the crazy behaviour that fanatical cricket fans can get up to, but none we've seen have taken their passion quite to the lofty heights this devotee has. Surely to design a car shaped as a cricket bat is bordering on the obsessive. But hey, that's nothing. This crackpot has built cars shaped like everything, from an eggplant to a toilet. What? Okay, now all the hard work is over and now the fun part begins. I'm off to ask the wondrous and all-conquering Indian cricket team if I can go on the next tour with them. Surely it will be no problem, as I'm more than prepared to bring my own bat. Oh blimey, this is such fun! When I am returning from the tour of the wondrous and all-conquering Indian cricket team, I would certainly look forward to seeing what extremely clever idea I will be getting when I am thinking of the next wacky car I am inventing. Oh, such an intelligent man I am! Here we have the Nissan unveiling its futuristic 3-seat concept car named Pivo 2. Apparently it's for drivers who are not good at reversing or parking. Ah, finally, a car that might possibly help my mother-in-law in her intense yet pathetic attempts to obtain her driver's license. Pivo 2 is also equipped with a friendly robot who can conduct a conversation with the driver in both English and Japanese. Now that would definitely make my mother-in-law happy. Goodness knows if there's one thing she loves to do, it's talk. A spokesperson for Nissan says that the car is actually aimed at women, especially those who seldom drive, as their driving skills are not always up to scratch, so to speak, when they get back in the driver's seat. Ah, if my darling wife is listening, you must understand, sweetie, that these are not my words. It's the nasty script that's making me say it. That's all we have this time, but follow us again, if you dare, when we open the files at My Weird Space.